Director Ridley Scott must have heard the screams of frustration as Alien fans left the theatre after watching Prometheus. While Alien Covenant continues to pose new questions about the origins of the classic monster, unlike Prometheus, it provides satisfying answers, and does so within the context of a more immediately enjoyable, if somewhat cliched, horror movie. Covenant begins, true to form, with a cast of strong characters emerging from hypersleep. They're pioneers, a mixture of engineers, scientists, and pilots, transporting colonists in stasis to a distant planet. But during the long voyage, the crew is lured to what appears to be a better site for their new home. From here on, Covenant delivers a focused, suspense-driven story as various members of the crew play host to a variety of vicious parasites, which burst forth in gruesome fashion. Scott even offers up an effective new rendition of the infamous chestburster sequence. It's an early statement of intent. The sterile musings of Prometheus violently give way to splintering ribs and blood-spattered medbays. The alien remains one of the greatest monsters in all of cinema, though it's still strange to see H.R. Giger's creation brought to life with computer animation, moving with such intense ferocity and speed. It's not badly done. In fact, the action scenes are often exciting and visually striking. It's just at odds with how that creature was originally used. In Covenant, you see it so nakedly, when before so much of it was mysteriously cloaked by the Nostromo's shadows. The procession of slaughter also feels more heart-wrenching this time around, as the crew is composed entirely of married couples. While that might be a terrible idea for a real-life crew, on screen it makes each death feel much more impactful because it's mourned by the person who loved them most. Towards the end of the movie, however, some of that invention dries up. The ending feels like a compacted version of the original Alien. I'm not sure if it's knowing self-homage by Scott or just a lack of new ideas for how to end this sort of movie. Sandwiched between the fresh first act and that somewhat more predictable conclusion, Covenant smuggles in a more thoughtful, philosophical second act. It's where the movie is at its most Prometheus-like in tone. It becomes ponderous, even a little pretentious. But unlike the divisive prequel, Covenant has some genuinely satisfying answers to make it pay off. It's unapologetically bold and brash in how it tackles such material, having characters quote Paradise Lost and listen to Wagner, but it sort of works for a couple of reasons. For one, the reveal of how and why the Xenomorphs were created is rewarding both dramatically within the terms Scott laid out in Prometheus and thematically for the series as a whole. And none of it would have worked without the performance of Michael Fassbender, who once again plays the ship's android. He delivers a lot of this stodgier material with ease, while gracefully wading through the melodrama of it all. Even when things around him become faintly ridiculous, he remains utterly compelling.
Allow 1 hour before taking the purgative, and please ensure to consume the requisite liquid and vitamin pack.
Alien Covenant strikes a more favourable balance between the unwieldy philosophical ideas of Prometheus and the classic horror and suspense of the 1979 original. Despite continuing Prometheus's questionable line of inquiry into the Xenomorph's origins and occasionally adopting its histrionic tone for entire scenes, Covenant's framework and exciting action put enough new spins on the series' most reliable touchstones that the cast is able to carry it through to a satisfying end. Thanks for watching the video, and if you can't remember what the heck happened in Prometheus, definitely watch our Alien saga in 5 minutes.